Welcome to Too Many Thoughts and Too Many Problems, technically. I don't know if I'm gonna brand that. Today I have a special guest. This is my brother, my younger brother, my youngest brother. You can go ahead and introduce yourself first.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nate. I'm Will's younger brother, like you said. I'm 21. I go to CU Boulder, studying finance and real estate. I'm like really excited to be here.
And again, I am Will. I'm the host of this podcast. It's been a while since I've done an official podcast. I've been running a lot of solo podcasts, so hopefully this is something new and fun that I can do or continue to do, especially if my brother enjoys this. Um, he actually asked me to do this podcast today, and I was really caught off guard. I was like, "Oh, you actually want to do this?" So before we kind of start into the topic, what made you want to be a part of this or want to try this?
All good. I'm glad you asked this question, actually. I was sitting in class one day, and maybe it was before. It was before class. Right before class, I have a class that's at 2, and it was like 1:45. And I was scrolling through Instagram, and I looked at your story.
Mm-hmm.
And one of your friends had reposted one of the videos you posted on YouTube. And I was like, oh, I used to watch these all the time. I didn't know he like kept posting. I didn't know you were gonna do that while you were here. So I would go and watch the video while I'm making up time because I'm sitting in like before class. So I have nothing else to do. And so I watched that video, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. It was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And like I could tell that you were kind of like me in some sense, where it's like I like talking, I like speaking, I like saying stuff. So when you were talking about Korea, and you were talking about like life in general, how things had been. I think it was a video where you talked about I don't remember off the top of my head, but you were talking about friendships. That's what it was,
Mm-hmm.
the friendship video. When you were talking about that video, and you were talking about just like the content in there, I could relate to a lot, just because um, I know the people kind of in our life.
Mm-hmm.
The friends that you have are the friends that I know of, and like I've been around them for that long.
It's
And
a small community for
yeah,
the
it is
Hmong
a small
community too.
community, and so it's
Yep.
like I know at least the idea of what you mean when you say things like, I feel like people have been the same since I've left, or I feel like um, I have grown, but they haven't moved past some of the things that has affected them in
Yeah.
some way. And so when I saw that video, I was like, that's really cool. And I went to go watch some of your other videos, at least like the ones that you posted about Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And then most recent one that you posted about 5 questions that you get asked a lot. And then that last one really stuck with me the most when you got asked, like, what are you doing here back? So after that, I was like, I really, really am interested kind of just getting back into the sphere of at least trying to talk to you. But also, this kind of stuff is something I've always wanted to do. I did my own little podcast when I was like in middle school with like some friends for like giggles, but it
Did you
was,
post it ever?
yeah, I think it's on my Spotify still,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't,
Nice.
um, but it was just like a one time thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of fun doing it. I've always had fun kind of speaking to a camera or like just talking out loud with some of my thoughts. And so I was like, okay, this is a great opportunity just for us to catch up and do something that I know we have like in common. So that's why I approached. And I knew like it was a surprise because it just came out of nowhere. For you, it came out of nowhere. But like when I saw your episode, I was like, this is something I want to do. This is so cool. This is so awesome. So I was like so excited. And it's just like, I was yesterday at least, I was like packed with some other stuff. And then I'm busy today and school and everything's going on. But it's just like, I love making time for people I care about. And obviously, you're my brother. And so when you said like early in the morning, I was like, oh, I was like, I really want to be early in the morning. I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care that much
I
because,
mean, I struggle too.
yeah,
I haven't woken up early in a while.
it was a struggle getting up a little, but I'm here because like I'm excited to be here. Like I want to talk to you about like all the stuff that's here. So
That's good because one of the reasons I really enjoy talking out loud like this because sometimes we put our feelings and our thoughts too much inside of our head and we bottle it up, and just speaking about it helps you process it a lot better. And so I'm glad that we share this in common, and I'm glad that we can at least start this. And if it goes well, we can continue to converse and bond as brothers through a podcast.
yeah,
That'd be
absolutely.
great. Yeah. So I'm glad you are interested in this. Thanks for asking, though.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
glad you're
Like,
on this.
it was just so exciting for me. I was like, I'm glad because I saw you doing podcasts before. I didn't watch them just because I didn't have the time, and I was like, well, I want to kind of go into it blind because I don't want to know anything yet without figuring it out myself, at least without asking myself,
Yeah.
because it's not like it's disingenuous or anything. It's because you put yourself out there, and people are gonna have thoughts, people are gonna know, and it just depends on how much of yourself you put out there. But it's like the way it would be most meaningful to me is if I had found out myself, if I'd asked those questions that got me to either the answers that I was looking for, or like got me to a place where it's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. But if I found out through a podcast, it's not that, again, it wouldn't be genuine, but it's just this is how I want to go about it.
And podcasts are kind of, they're a commitment nowadays. You have to listen, and then you spend a whole hour listening, and if it's not interesting, then you waste a whole entire hour. So, and you don't want to judge your family. Sometimes we just, like, I just make content and I just throw it out there, and it doesn't really mean anything all the time. Yeah. But the podcasts do. I do enjoy making podcasts more than I enjoy making my volleyball videos nowadays.
Yeah, I agree.
But volleyball videos are the ones that get views.
That's what I
Yeah.
think too. It's just like, yeah, people like the short form kind of
They do.
content, dopamine hit. So
Yep.
it's like you can't really force anyone to watch a podcast. And all the podcasts that I like listening to, it's like, man, I see short clips of this and it's just so much more entertaining. But the value of the podcast in its entirety is so much
Yeah,
more
exactly.
like meaningful to me. But in the moment where I'm like, what, just scrolling on TikTok, doom scrolling, it's like, oh, that's kind of funny. Oh, I remember that moment. And then I scroll past it.
And then, yep. And then you watch 100 videos and you never remember that
and then
moment
I forget
again.
it. I'm just like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to start today's topic. It's been, let's see, 6 years since I've been back. For those who are new or watching this video, I was teaching in Korea for 6 years. And so I'm finally back in America, finally back in Colorado. So it's been 6 years that I've missed out on my brother's life, my family's life. And so today we're going to be trying to catch up a little bit. It's going to be hard to catch up in a 1 hour long segment, but we're going to try our best to dive in as much as we can about each other, and mostly me trying to catch up on my brother as well. So I'm going to start this off with the question. I left 6 years ago. So what do you really remember when I first left? Because even for me, when I first left, it was a little bit of a blur,
Yeah, definitely. Okay, 6 years ago from now, let's see, I'm a senior in college, so 4 and then 2, so I was like a sophomore, like kind of
Somewhere around there.
yeah, somewhere high school. Man, those years, at least for me, were kind of just a blur. I do remember very vividly, like your going away party. I just remember being here, and then like the friend group was here, and then obviously everyone was sad, and then you were leaving. But after that, it took kind of a while. It's just for me to feel like to actually like recognize and to understand like, oh, like he's gone. Like that room is gonna be empty until he comes back. And so that's like whenever you mention like you leaving and like the first time you've gone, I remember that vividly. Just like this space, like our background behind us, this picture like right here, because this is where the going away party was, and I was just standing here, and everyone was here.
Yeah.
And so that's what I remember the most vividly. Other than that, when you like left and I was in high school, I don't remember too much, or I don't feel like there was anything that like really stuck out to me as much, just because like high school was going on that time too, and so I had other things going on in my mind, and
Pretty
stuff like
focused
that
in high
happened.
school, huh?
Yeah,
And
a
then going
little.
to college as well.
Yeah.
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 Well, probably you guys didn't expect me to be
Up
gone
and-
for
yeah,
so
up
long.
and leave. I thought honestly like a max maybe like 1 year, maybe 2 years,
Yeah.
but when it was like continuous years after years after years. It's like
Yeah.
after a while, I was like, okay, he's probably not gonna come back for a little bit. It's I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, 1 year was probably like, okay, that's not too bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 1 year is like okay, I understand that. That makes sense.
And
But
then 2 years happened, and they're like,
oh,
okay,
okay,
2 years still not bad.
yeah. And then
And
three,
then,
I'm like okay, I'm a little worried here. Four,
yeah.
five, like all right, this might as well just stay there.
And then
Oh,
6 years happened, and it's like, okay,
right.
at this point,
I was like, you
what
might.
is he doing?
Yeah, I was like, you're just a celebrity at this point. People keep asking me. I'm like, I don't know. You probably
Yeah.
have a better bet than I do, honestly. You've got the equal chance with me. So
Yeah. So when did you expect me to come back? Did you have
I
expectation
think
or?
my max thought was three. I
Okay.
think my max was three. I was like, okay, 3 years makes most sense, especially because I thought you would come back for my graduation. Like that time it was like, okay, this is where like I think I've had enough time away where it's like, okay, whether there's any new stage of life, and then of course our other brother was progressing as well, and so it was like, okay, this feels like a good time for him to come back. And at that time I had a lot going right for me. I'll put it that way. At least in that moment, I felt like things were going right, and I was like, okay, this is a good time. But also, I didn't like think, oh, he didn't come back, he doesn't love me, or if he comes back, it's because he doesn't want to see all the stuff that I built. I never ever thought that way when you were in Korea, and like just to kind of capitalize on like the question, it's like, did I ever hold any kind of resentments or like anything like that, or like how did I feel when you left? I didn't feel like betrayed or anything. In some sense, it kind of boils down to kind of how we were raised. We were taught to be very hyper independent, kind of rely on ourselves. Obviously, family's here, and family will always be blood. I will always love my close family, my brothers, my sister, mom and dad, to death. Doesn't matter what happens. But when you left, I understood. I didn't know the full picture of why. Of course, you have many different reasons, and it doesn't really matter to me why you're here. What matters to me now is that you're here now. When you had left, I understood that there was a reason for it. You wouldn't just leave. No one just leaves. No one
Right.
just kicks up where like they were grown or where they were born and just decides, okay, I'm gonna go spend 6 years abroad for nothing. And so I understood something had happened to cause you to feel like this place isn't home anymore. This place doesn't feel like a place where I can grow, where I need to be, where like I belong in some sense. And I'm like, that's totally fine because everyone deserves to have a shot at life that they want. And so if that's what you wanted to do, that was fine. That's how I felt the entire process of you being away in Korea for 6 years. And I never ever thought that you were like abandoning us or that you didn't care or stuff like that. Because I mean, being an older brother and like when I think about the role that I made up in some sense when Arthur had done his whatever he had done, progressed in his way, and you had gone your own way, okay, and then it was just me and Bella at home. I had to pick up a lot of the slack, and so
I'm sure.
I understand the position that you and my other brother had been in to the point where it's like I can get why this can be exhausting. I can get why this can be draining. I can get why this can be like get to the point where it's like gosh, some days I just don't want to be in this house specifically. And so it's not to the point where like I hold any kind of resentments against either mom or dad or you. It's just like the way that we were brought up is just how it is. It just happens to be how it is. And so it's not necessarily a place of, oh my gosh, all this stuff happened to me. I'm a tragic human being. My brother left me when I was young. Both my brothers weren't home. I had to pick up all the slack. It's nothing like that because both of you had to go do your own things for yourselves. And for me, if you felt like you had to do that, then there was something else going on that I had no idea about. And I don't need to know about that kind of stuff. All my role is as a family member and as your younger brother is to support you in whatever decision you decide to make. And so if you decide to go to Korea, all the more power to you. I hope you have fun. I want you to be safe. And of course, Arthur, if doing his own thing as well. It's like he's decided to do this not with any ill intent, not with because he wants to leave me behind, not because he wants to leave our younger sister behind, but because this is the step you need to take in order to move your own life forward. And at some point, you have to do that. Where I am in that physical space, I have no idea, but I understand the motives behind it. And honestly, in some sense, I already have taken that step because I don't live in this house specifically, and there's plenty of reasons for that too.
Wow, you've matured a lot more than I did when I was at your age, to be honest.
In some sense, I kind of had to, but it was also from just seeing everything going on.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that we were taught at least the foundations very well by our parents. As much as it may feel like we're all on different paths because you're somewhere, Arthur's somewhere, I'm somewhere. At the core of who we are all the same people. We are definitely brothers. Like there's no DNA test needed. We all think very similarly, and we all hold the same core values. And so no matter where we go, we're the same people. So it will never feel as though like I don't know who my brother is, because it's just like you are the same person in my mind.
Yeah.
As you have always been, no matter how well you dress yourself up, no matter how you display yourself here or how you hold yourself out there.
Yeah.
You will always be my brother. And so.
Yeah. Well, I do want to confirm. I know these are, you've already mentioned that you felt this, but I want to confirm that, yeah, there was never any resentment towards you or like Arthur. I do want to say that like you and I were raised on kind of different parents. We do have the same core values, but the values, the way they were instilled on us were slightly different. And so the way, and this isn't saying anything bad about mom and dad, but when I was growing up, they were much younger as parents.
Yeah.
And so the way they instilled our core values was a lot more tough on me. And so those are, so I just explained some smaller reasons that why I left it is because of mom and dad too, and the pressure that I felt of being an oldest, Of
course.
And it sucks. I know you say you don't feel resentment or anything, but it still sucks because I still feel responsibility for us as a family, being the oldest. So it does make me sad, and it still made me sad when I was there that I left you guys. It feels like the way I saw it feels like as if I left you guys. And that's another reason why I came back, because I'm like, dude, I've been just gone from my family for so long. Like, what the heck am I doing? I know I'm doing so well in life right now, mentally, my terms of health, physically, mentally, but there's just so much that I'm missing out on, And so that's the reason why I came back. And it's for you guys, because I do love you guys so much. And so I do want to confirm that, it's nothing against you, nothing against Arthur. Technically nothing against mom and dad either, nothing against Bella, but those are some reasons too.
Of course. And yeah, I totally forgot to think about that. I mean, from our parents' perspective, it's like I've had two sons and they have both like left the house in some capacity. And so no matter who you are, like you have to start looking inwards a little, just a hair. And so I understand that we were grown on different parents in some sense because mom and dad were younger. They didn't know as much. Yep. And they are very soft on our youngest right now compared to me versus you guys and our age difference too. I think we've experienced like 3 separate parents in some sense.
Yep.
But the core values of what we were taught, I still believe are the same. Have always been the same. But the way that they were taught matters completely because it's how I like learned to face problems, how I learned to face challenges, think critically and stuff like that. And so if you aren't nurtured well, then it's very hard to apply those things out in the real world. So I understand that. That makes sense.
It took a long time, but we're all doing it the same way now.
Yeah, of course, right. And some of us have it easier than others, but it's going to be harder, especially because it's so true. Like the softer they've gotten, and now it's like now I have to be the bad guy. I'm like you can't do that, It's like our little sister because she's spoiled. She's spoiled. She gets to be spoiled, and we asked for her, so it's not anyone's fault but ours.
Yeah. So how did the house feel then? How do you think it felt more empty, especially because at that point both the older brothers were out of the house now?
Not really. I think in some sense it kind of felt the exact, not the exact same, but I mean, at least during once you guys left,
Mm-hmm.
um, I was kind of out already doing my own stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
And so as much as I wasn't in the house, you guys weren't in the house. It's like
Mm-hmm.
when I came home most of the time, I was like, okay, these kids are probably aren't going to be home.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, where it's like, oh, if I saw you guys home, I was like, oh, it's cool. They'll probably be here for like the morning and they'll probably leave for the afternoon, probably go do stuff. And because it's just like, I understood that you guys were doing your own thing. I was doing my own thing. And so um, it wasn't as if it's like, mm, we wouldn't hang out, or like I didn't want to hang out with you guys, or you guys didn't want to hang out with me, but you guys were just doing your own thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I always thought about it. If like things had happened where it's like you guys were gone for extensive periods of time, I would worry,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just because I was worried that I didn't know where you were.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh, I know you're in Korea. Oh, I know Arthur's there. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, they're doing their thing. And so the house didn't really mean as much in some sense because I never um, really came out of the house to really either. If I came out of my room, I went to eat, I went to use the bathroom, I went out with friends, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's kind of it. And
Mm-hmm.
so, in some space, our house was never really a place where we cultivated like this environment of
Yeah.
we're here for each other, we're brothers, we're like locked, stuff like that. And so because it never really felt that way in the beginning, there's nothing to lose in some
Mm.
sense. And it's not anything against how like our house was or
Yeah.
like that we grew up in a bad
It's
place or
just how
parents were bad. It's just
how
kind of
our
how
family always ran.
yeah. And it's just the age gap too was a really
Mm-hmm.
big thing. Whereas like you guys were moving on in your lives and there is at least in my head I understood as like I mean I already had felt as like, okay, they're probably not going to stick around because they've got things to do in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I didn't build that kind of, like I didn't rely on you guys
Mm-hmm.
in that space in that way. And so when you guys had left, it was like, okay, kind of the same as usual.
Mm.
I just don't know where you are.
Mm.
Or if I know where you are, then I'm not worried.
Okay. Then outside of like, you know, filling in the responsibilities and other gaps, did you ever feel like mom and dad's like sadness or, you know?
Yeah. Um, it was really just when we weren't in this house
Okay.
specifically that I felt it the most because mom and dad are very quiet people,
Yeah.
as in some sense where they love being out here as
Mm-hmm.
much, and so they have things to do. They have things to keep them busy. But when we were more in the city, and even like in the suburbs or like at the very first house, it was just I could tell there was a lot of hustle
Mm.
behind their step, a lot of actions that they took without thinking
Mm.
maybe as much as maybe they should have.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they were trying to provide for us in the best way that they could at the
Mm-hmm.
time. And so it was nothing against how they had done anything. I remember as a kid, when we had moved to this house, I left a really, really close friend group that I had in middle school.
Mm.
And like I was really sad and I told mom about it and she was just like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not it's not her exact reaction.
Yeah. But
She nurtured
essentially,
and she
yeah.
cared, of course, and she told me that like you know this is just something we have to do as a family. But what I heard as a kid, and obviously what I still think today is just I have to do this for myself. Like
Mm-hmm.
mom and dad have to live out here because this is the life that they're choosing, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine, right? And like as a kid, obviously, I didn't have like super resentments against them for moving out here. I mean, we were in the freaking boondocks, but
Yeah. But as a kid, we don't really understand the sacrifices quite yet.
yeah, I understood that they had to do this for them. If
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is, then it's fine. I mean, I had to adjust to high school life fast, but I mean, it didn't mean as much, and I understood like why they did it. So the resentment didn't build on
That's
mom and
good.
dad for being out here. It's just like it was just a new lifestyle and
Mm.
like flexibility, you know,
Mm.
flexibility. And like they've moved 4 times, I've moved once or
Mhm.
twice. So it's like I can't hold a candle to all the stuff that they've like done and had to go through. So, you know, I don't want to be like the kid who just gets upset because it didn't go my way.
Mhm.
That doesn't make sense.
That's good. So, do you think mom and dad were ever like ever felt that they made a mistake, that, you know, that Arthur and I weren't home all the time?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, like I said before, when both of your kids leave the
Mm-hmm.
house or like eager to leave the house and decide to do so honestly without kind of your permission,
Mm-hmm.
it speaks to how you raised them. It
Mm-hmm.
speaks to how in touch they feel with you as parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily the case that you guys hated them or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like mom and dad have to take a step back and look
Mm-hmm.
and be like, okay, what is happening? And of course, they're not going to have the answers because their answers just left the house. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? They could ask themselves and each other all they want. They could ask me and Bella all they want, but the people they're looking for are gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kind of just have to carry on as much as
Do you
possible.
think that did they ever ask you?
No,
No.
I never got asked. I mean, what would I say? I don't know. Why? I don't know why you'd leave. Why are you asking me? That's probably what I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know your intentions. And even if, like, you spelt it out perfectly, like I could read it in plain English and I could understand every single word that you wrote down, I wouldn't understand the feeling behind it. And so, to me, it wasn't, I couldn't tell. Mom and dad did a good job. They always do a great job
Of hiding their
of
feelings.
hiding their feelings
Yep.
and being able to show their kids that they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that they cultivated through their own lives. And so, and that's something we've gotten good at too.
Mm-hmm.
All the kids are good at doing that, and the family's good at that. It's just kind of one of our things because
It's one of the things that they taught us
yeah,
how to
because
do.
and it's generational, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've got it because they got it from their parents, and it's all trickled down to us in
Yeah.
some sense. And so,
Well, I mean, that's why I do the podcast.
yeah,
So I can share my
seriously.
feelings and be a little bit more open, you know. But yeah, they do a really good job of hiding their feelings most of the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm sure they fought plenty of times, but I've
Uh-huh.
never heard a lick of it.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's good for you.
yeah, I've never heard a lick of it, and so
That's good
it's
for
like,
you.
I mean, even I've heard it once.
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
it once, but
yeah.
it was like even when it did happen, they left the house for it. They
Mm.
took it outside of the house. They took it out of the home.
That's good.
So it's like I know they're good parents. I know they're good people on the inside. They're just parenting's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Parenting
Parenting is
not-
hard. That's why I don't want to be a dad.
is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
There's no book to parenting
Yeah,
because every kid's
exactly.
different. You're different, and it's just hard.
Mhm.
It's
They've done a lot. Yeah.
They have.
Do you feel like you changed a lot then since I've been back?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
In the 6 years, man, 6 years, I would even like in the last year, I've changed a lot. I don't even think even a year from now I'd be able to do this podcast so confidently, at least,
Okay.
and or approach you specifically out of the blue, kind of just like dry, like no build up, no nothing, just hey, let's do a podcast. You know, that's something that took years to develop, and so like the version of myself that I am standing right here in front of both of you, is the person that I've always wanted to be in some sense.
That's good.
There's just been a lot of things that I felt like have gone right or even wrong in my life. And when things go wrong, there's always some kind of lesson behind it.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer, at least, of things happen for a reason. At least in my life. I don't know about outside these walls. When things had gone down, or even like to today, from the 6 years you were gone to 6 years to now, all the in between has served as like a roadmap for me to be like, okay, I felt this way before. If anything had ever happened, like if I get in trouble, if like things don't go my way, like I felt like this before. Instead of being like, okay, life sucks. Why did this person do this to me? I'm mad. I thought, okay, if this happened, is there a lesson to be learned? And if there is, it's my job and my job only to interpret that lesson and to carry it forward. Because if I tell you about a situation, then I go tell mom and dad, and I go tell Arthur, and then I go tell my friends, you guys will all have different answers to the, okay? It's not as easy as, yeah, 1 + 1 = 2. And so the lesson that I've cultivated throughout my life in the 6 years have always been answers like to myself. And it sounds weird because I'm not bottling anything, you know? when people say that, like, oh, I've only relied on myself, I'm hyper independent, it's just because in some sense maybe they have bottled up their emotions and stuff like that. I never did that to myself.
Yep.
And that took a long time. It didn't just like, okay, like year one, I was like, boom, I was so emotionally intelligent. I knew exactly what I was feeling, but it took time to be like, okay, I feel this way because of this. Why do I feel this way? Or is it because of something that's happened before? No, it's probably just like how I feel. It's fair to feel this way, right? Give like your emotions a voice and be like, okay, it's fair to feel that way. But are you gonna sit here and linger in it, or are you gonna move on? And most of the times, I just moved on. And through doing that, I've been able to like self-regulate a lot. Obviously, I'm not perfect. Okay, no one is. But being able to at least be aware of the space that I'm in, that when things happen or things go bad, there's no reason to get panicked. Like in things like volleyball, like it's a sports mentality where if the pressure's on, you can't be panicking. You have to make sure that you swing the same way every single time. Basketball the same way. You can't, if you have a wide open three, just because the clock's running down, you've been in this position 10 times over. You should feel the exact same.
Yep.
And so the only pressure that you have in your head is like your own. And so that took a long time to realize. That just kind of mentality, being able to be confident no matter what kind of situation I'm in. And obviously, I'm still working on that now. But like even just a year ago from today, or all the way from 6 years ago to today, I'm a much more confident person. So put it that way.
That's good. I think it's correct to say that because at the end of the day, like something that took me again a long time to learn as well, and I'm still working on this as well, is that the only thing in the world that you can control is yourself.
Agreed.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yep. And that's something that like took a long time for me to learn as well, because you know you get angry at something and then you want to be like, why didn't you do this, or you should have done it this way, or why did you do this to me? But at the end of the day, they're gonna do whatever, or whoever is gonna do whatever they want to do, and how you receive it and how you act after that is all up on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's this popular theory on TikTok. It's the let them theory. I don't know if you heard that, but I really enjoy that theory. I don't take it as to heart as much as other people, but I understand the foundation behind it and I implement it a little bit in my life.
So go ahead and explain it.
Yeah. So okay, the let them theory is whatever someone decides to do, you just let them.
Yeah.
If they decide to skip out on your date, let them. If they decide to throw you in the mud, let them. Okay. But the other part of the coin is the let me part. And that's the part that a lot of people miss is, okay, this person has gone and done this. Okay. Now I have to allow myself to move on. Okay. I can't hold on. If I let them do this and then I go chase after it, okay, then I've thrown the whole theory away.
Yeah.
I've thrown it all in the trash because the whole thing of separating your emotions versus their emotions, your intent versus their intent, is to understand what you can gain from your intentions. Okay. Yes, that person ditched you on your date, but you bought them flowers. You probably bought them chocolates. And I think you're a great person. Okay. Because no one would do that just for someone they went on a date with.
Yep.
Okay. Not everyone would do that, at least.
Yeah.
It might seem like a bare minimum. It might seem like a bare standard that people have cultivated.
Society.
Yeah. But you still decided to do it. Right. And so you have to let yourself understand that I'm still a good person. It's not their actions that define who I am, right? And like, I forgot her name, but whoever made that theory, she's a great person. Another person that I love listening to is Leo Skepi. I don't know if you know who that is. He's freaking hilarious. I love him so much. He's so freaking funny. But another thing that he would say, the thing that resonates with me the most is like, I could understand, like I was saying before, I could understand completely. Like if you did me wrong, I could understand completely where you're coming from, why you did it. Yes, your parents were like this. Yes, you decided to do that in the moment. Okay. But in my heart, in my mind, if I was in your position, I would never do the same to you. And that kind of understanding is the difference between, okay, my control versus your control. And what you had said before was, I cannot control another person's actions. I can only control myself.
Yep. I like that. It's just like, I don't remember this random quote from another podcast I was listening to, but it's like, if someone shoots an arrow at you and you can move and get out of the way, but instead you decide to take the arrow, Why are you receiving that pain when
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to not receive that pain?
Agreed.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of derived from the conversation from the main topic, but I like it. It's good.
I mean, it's where podcasts are supposed to go. It's supposed to stay interactive.
Okay. Um. So following with that fact that you think you've changed a lot, do you think I've changed a lot? Do you remember much of me pre-Korea?
A
Probably
little,
not too much because
not too much.
I don't
crazy.
remember you too much as
Yeah,
I
so
remember
it's
just you
like,
being my baby
okay, I'm
brother.
glad it's mutual. But no, not the only thing. Okay, the only thing that I remember were like maybe like three core values. One, there was a lot of either silent anger. Two, you would buy us a lot of stuff, buy Bella and I a lot of stuff whenever you would come visit, and three, you'd give me a lot of your like old stuff, and Arthur did that too, of course. And that's kind of it. The silent anger thing is the thing I probably remember the most because it's just an emotion and it's a feeling. But I could tell behind the gifts and behind like the things you would leave for me, it's like this is the probably the best I can do for you right now. Maybe you're not in the emotional capacity to kind of be there as a brother in some sense, and I never relied on you to be a brother like that. So that bond was never created, and so that need was never made, nor was it ever required or asked for. So yeah, so the silent anger thing, it was just I could tell there was a lot of build up behind you. It was like a bomb that was behind a closed door that was just ready to explode, and it was never anything against me either, and I knew that much. It was just against anything else.
It was against the world.
Yeah, it was really just against, it was just against the world. But the fact that you're so able to at least try to provide, at least try to leave something behind for me to remember you as like the PC that I have is yours. Like I will always, every time I turn on, every time I try to take care of it, it's like I'm taking care of something my brother left behind, and so I try my best to keep it in its shape, keep it clean, keep it nice, and stuff like that. And so even though I don't remember as much from before Korea, it's like I've carried the things you've given me at least on for the entire time.
Well, how do you see me now then?
Now I think you're a lot lighter, a lot softer, a lot gentler. I could definitely tell there's moments where the anger can come back up, but I think you're more controlled and self-aware and understanding of, okay, if things go bad, it's like, who cares? It's whatever, that kind of mentality. And it's almost like you've kind of healed your inner child where I can tell that the person you are now versus the person you are before has a lot less resentment, has a lot less anger, has a lot less capacity for those emotions to be held, at least. Maybe they still exist and they could come back up, but the space for them to be there isn't there anymore. That kind of thing. And so that's been cultivated through, I'm sure, a lot of other things that I don't know about, but I can tell that it's there.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm able to portray that.
Yeah, you're definitely able. I can see it at least, just because it's just such a night and day difference.
I think that's funny because like a lot of people that I made friends with nowadays, like especially even now in Korea, they're like, I can't see you as an angry person.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro,
that's so funny. That actually is really
You also
funny to me.
know.
Yeah,
You just don't
you just don't know. You just don't know the lore. I don't know what to tell you.
That's also funny because this is also another thing that I mean by like we were raised on different parents because even you guys were born, like, I was basically raised how I felt at that time. I'm sure it's not mom and dad's intention, but how I felt I was raised was just based on anger. I felt like I was raised on anger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I am also so happy that I came back, and it's for me the family dynamic has felt a lot different.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot in general. The family with me feels like it's a lot lighter. The general family dynamic. So I think that space, even though it sucks that it had to happen, that space that I spent 6 years abroad was like kind of good for the general family, and it's brought us a lot closer too. Like it brought Arthur and I a lot closer as well.
That's good.
It brought mom and dad and I a lot closer, and right now it seems to have bring us a lot closer as well.
Yeah.
So was there ever a time where you were like either struggling or going through something really great while I was gone that you wish you had like had the chance to be like, hey, older brother, this is where I am, or that you wish you could have told me while I was gone, but you just never did?
Yeah, like I said before, during the graduation, I think there's a lot of things going right. Um, but I mean, other than that, I've never been one to really boast about like my achievements, stuff like that, even to mom and dad. Just like let's say, okay, like in high school, I was a pretty good kid. Like I was a really good kid. I should have been top 10 in my class, but I went to go play sports. So I dropped to like a half percentage of my GPA, and that caused someone else to kick back up. So I was like 15th. Oh no, I think I was 13th. But then like that half GPA kicked down because I took one class off. Like my last class I took off as a block so that I could go play volleyball like for high school. That kicked my GPA down because I just didn't have a credit to earn, and that kicked other people up because they took classes. And so it's like whatever metric people use to measure success, GPA, knowledge about school, like
Money,
yeah, money, stuff like
social
that.
status.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's like it never really meant anything to me. And so when you say like, was there things that I wish I could tell you about? Not really, in some sense, where it's because that's just not who I am. At the core of my person, I don't boast about stuff because I want you to see how special I am. I know I'm special. Like I try to believe that I'm special as much as possible, and so I feed into myself that way. And of course, there are moments where it's like, I mean, it would be really cool to get my older brother to think that's cool. That's cool about me too. But as much as it's a tell, I also like to show. Like it's like, let's say volleyball. Let's use that as an example. If I really wanted to tell you how good I was at volleyball, I'd rather just show you. You know what I mean? And I think I've done that fine. So stuff like that, and like my career and stuff like that. That's neither here or there because it just hasn't started yet, and I'm still taking steps towards that. And so, yeah, I mean, other than and like even like showing that from last 6 years to now 6 years, like I could tell you how much I've grown, but the show part of it was to ask you to do this podcast, to be here, to be like, okay, here's how I feel about all the things that you're feeling, right? And that's a much better way to be present, at least with you, and show you that, yes, things have changed. I have changed, you have changed, but we've all changed for the better, that kind of thing. And my thoughts of that are just like, I'd rather show you now than tell you about it with like a 12-hour difference between our texts. You know what I mean? And so you're probably busy, and I probably can't explain why it's like that, stuff like that. And so there would probably have been times where if I looked back and be like, okay, I wish I could have asked him about this. But that only comes from the framework of today, right now, I know you to be a person who could have helped me. But in that moment, it's not that you weren't accessible. It's not that if I had asked, you wouldn't have helped. But it's because I just simply chose to do it myself.
Well, nowadays, I think if I want to put it this way, don't think about it as boasting. Well, for certain things, I think in life that there aren't many people that we can share our victories with. So I think now that I am here, I do want you to share your victories so that we can share in each other's victories and share in each other's success. Not that like, oh, I'm good at volleyball, but more like I won this trophy at volleyball. I'm happy that I won
I
this.
haven't done that yet.
And I'll be like, dude, I'm so proud of you that you won this. So I think that's something that we don't always have too, as a society, because we are often more willing to share our sadness, like, oh, we went through this breakup, oh, I'm sad about losing my job, or blah blah blah. But we don't really go, oh, I just got this high paying job.
Yeah. And
So yeah.
absolutely. Those kind of wins are different than what I was speaking about. Of course, if I like, if we if we won the first volleyball tournament of this summer in Colorado, at least.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. That was great. But it's just like those victories, like I shared with the people I won them with. And so like, for me, it's like, okay, obviously my brothers are here. Obviously they're watching, and like it's cool, right? But the people that I have that feeling towards, like, okay, I want to share right now, is with the people that I want with, right? And then outside of that, it's like not really anyone else. I mean, mom and dad don't come watch, so it's like whatever. And so obviously that space can be created, and that's just something I'm not used to in some sense. But yeah, that's the goal, obviously. Like in the future, when things start going the way I want them, like with a job or like relationships and stuff like that, obviously, I want to come tell you guys. It's just if I haven't told you yet about my successes, my wins, my small victories that you do want to know about, it's just because they're not in a space where I feel comfortable about them. Because I don't want to tell you about something and then if something goes sideways and then I have to tell you something else again and then you're worried about me and then, you know, shifts like the dynamic. And as a brother, you want to hear that kind of stuff. You want to hear the process. But for me, it's just going to be hard for that to kind of happen because it's like, okay, when I tell you about something, it's because I'm absolutely sure that's going to happen. And that's when I want to share you my success. After I feel that way and things go sideways, then I don't mind telling you about that too. It's like, okay, I have this high paying job and it's like, oh, but my manager's a dick or my manager's an ass. Sorry, profanity.
It's okay.
Manager's mean.
It's okay.
Then that's fine. I'm like, yeah, how do I deal with that kind of thing? But if it's like, oh yeah, I had this interview like last Thursday, but it didn't go well, and I don't really like that job anyway, then it's like, whatever. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And it's like, even that stuff, when it happens and it's done, I don't really pay attention to it either. So I wouldn't want you to linger about it or think like, okay, let's say like on a Tuesday, I had an interview that didn't go well and I didn't really like it as much. If I told you about it and then like I seem upset Wednesday, they're not going to be correlated, or they could be correlated, but I don't want you to assume, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't want you to worry about that. So when I tell you something and I tell you a victory, I'm sure about it. Stuff like that. So like, it's not that I won't share my victories with you, but it's just my process of how I believe it to be a victory is just different.
That's fine. All right. So to finish off this, because I think we are running on time.
Yeah.
What then, now that I'm back, what do you want from me? Or what, not necessarily want, but what do you want to like see? Or what do you want to do together? Or what are your hopes that now I'm back? There we go.
I mean, I would love to keep doing this podcast. I think this is so much fun. This is like the most fun I've had in a while, or at least for like, just like in general, of like doing stuff in front of a camera that way. So this is like prior number one. All those like concerts you've gone to, I wish you had invited me.
You want to go to EDM concerts?
It's not that I've never been
I
to a
didn't know
concert.
you like EDM.
No, I love EDM. I don't know it as much, but like the sound of it's fine.
We can.
Yeah.
There's one. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
but yeah,
talk
there's
about it
one
later. But
coming
I was
up.
like, when I see you on other people's pages, going with like friend of friends, I'm like, dude, I know you don't want to be with those people. Or like, dude, why did you go with this? Why didn't you just ask one of your brothers? I know Arthur wouldn't go, but I was like, why didn't you just ask me? I would have gone with you. Like, even if I don't love EDM, even if it's not like my absolute thing to be a rave person, like I would go with you because it's fun. And like, I don't hate it. If I hated it, I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't want to go. But like,
Well, I mean, I didn't know before. Now we
no,
know.
yeah, now you
we
know. But it's just like, whenever you'd gone, I was like, dude, why didn't you just ask me? What the hell? But that kind of thing is cool because I've never been to a concert. And like, okay, this is a side note. Like Keshi, I love Keshi. Keshi came to Colorado, to Denver to perform.
He came to Korea one time too.
Yeah, he came to perform on my birthday, March 28th. And I didn't go.
You didn't go?
I didn't
Why?
go.
What were you doing?
No, I didn't go because the person I was dating at the time didn't want to go.
Oh.
So I didn't go. I was like, and I look back, see, that's the kind of thing where I've changed. Like if he came now, I would just go by myself. I don't care if the other person, but like, I offered her to buy tickets. I was like, I'll buy us tickets. We should go. She said no. It's not that she didn't like Eshi. There was some other things going on, so she's not a villain or anything. But I was just like, I should have just gone.
Yeah, you should have.
It was on my birthday.
Yeah.
He came on my birthday. I was like, this is a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah, it is.
And I didn't go. So I was actually pissed. But
Yeah. Well,
But
next
yeah.
time you know.
yeah, well, next time I know. I was
Go by yourself if you have to.
Yeah, if any concert, like I know Sam Barber. He's a country artist. I
Mm-hmm.
love country. He's coming to Colorado. I forgot. There's another one that was. My brother Arthur then went to Tucker Whitmore.
Okay.
But yeah, stuff like that is like I've never been to a concert before. I want to go, but I also want to go to like people that I like, and like I love EDM. Like I love Millennium. I love like Coldplay, all that stuff. And like the music and the sound of it is like it's something that I like anyway. So even if I don't know the artist or I don't know the song, it's something I can
The
get
genre,
along
yeah.
with. Yeah, the genre is fine for me, but it's just never something I haven't experienced, and I wouldn't want to do it by myself. Yeah, you know what I mean. So stuff like that, and then okay, so podcasts, like concerts if I'm available. I don't know. I'm kind of we'll see how my schedule works out, and then I don't know. Other than that, not much. Like movies and stuff, or like playing volleyball. Like, man, I'm in such a weird place with volleyball right now. I don't even want to play it. I'm just so tapped out of it. Just because I do it for work too, where it's like, it's not that I get drained of it, but I just decide to put things in front of it for right now, just
Well,
because
too much of anything can be draining.
yeah,
you
but
know?
I love volleyball. Like
Yeah.
especially during the summer, like every single day I was working and then I'd go play right after. So like I'm a volleyball fanatic. I would never get drained of it or tired of it. But at least in this moment right now, I understand that I need to put it on the back burner just for a little, unless we decide to go to Oklahoma. Like some people invite me to go play at Oklahoma. Then I'll start training again. But like, and I always have the space to play it, but it's not my priority right now. And it's not just because that I work with it that I don't want to do it, but like looking forward, it's like, okay, I have a job. I do it for money. I do it for the money, not fully. And so that's why volleyball just happens to be my career, at least for right now, like my part-time, my hustle. And so that's fine, right? But I associate the work that I do with volleyball versus playing in two different spaces. So they're not the same and I don't get overloaded. But playing, I don't want to play. So like that's where it's like, and I don't want to play pickleball either, just because I'm competitive, and so if I play pickleball, I want to get good at it, and when I want to get good at it, I have to put time into it, and if I'm not going to put time into volleyball, I'm not going to put time into pickleball. So as much as I love to play it, it's like, man, I want to be good if I'm going to play. So stuff like that, it's like I don't necessarily want to do, and so like if you ask me, I'll probably go maybe once in a while, at least to volleyball. I won't go to pickleball. But other than that, like movies and stuff, I don't really watch movies. I'm serious. I really don't watch movies. So every once in a while, I'll go to movie theater. But I think the last time I went to the movie theater was the last Lion King because I'm a Lion King fanatic. But other than that, I don't watch any of the big thrillers or stuff like that. I mean, when it comes to like wanting to hang out, I mean, this capacity is just fine with me because like I didn't grow up doing the like, oh, let's go grab lunch type of thing. I never did that with my friends. Every once in a while, but when we went to go get lunch, we would always just sit and talk anyway. So I was just like, why spend the money? Just come here.
Well, nowadays, spending money in America
This
is
is
so
freaking
expensive.
expensive. Oh
Yeah.
my, everything is expensive. And like, oh my gosh, like I've got like, and like things just pile up randomly. So like money comes in, money comes out.
Yeah.
Like obviously a lot of it goes to my savings and stuff, but like I've got random expenses just pop out of nowhere. And so it's like, dude, I just don't want to spend any more money if I don't need to. So this kind of capacity is fine. Like I'm always free to come do this, especially because we live so close to each other. So this and like concerts every once in a while, that's really it. Yeah, I just don't want to worry about when you go out. I like partying. I don't like to party. It's just not my forte, but I'll do it. If you guys invite me, I'll come probably for a little bit, but I don't want to get hammered. Because I've got something else to do tomorrow, or just like I don't like the feeling as much, and like I don't like the environment as much either. But it's fun with the right people, that kind of thing. And
That's
so
correct.
yeah, there's fun with the right people always. And it's not like the people that we would do it with are the wrong people or anything. There's such a big gap between me and them. There's just such a different, the mindset is just so different. And so, and it's not like they force me or anything either. Like they're very friendly about asking and like, oh, if I say no, they'll say no. But yeah, if I just not in the mood or like, I don't necessarily vibe as much, it's just like, I don't really want to drink. But if I'm with like my buddies, like I'm down to get blacked out. Like I'm down. Like let's just do it for fun. But that's just because I'm with them.
Yeah.
Right. And so as family, like I'm on the side of I'm down to get blacked out if you guys want to get blacked out. But it's just with you guys.
It's all
You know
about
what I
the
mean?
safe space.
Yeah, safe
Yeah.
space, exactly. So yeah, that kind of capacity. So like partying is like on the back burner, but like the podcast and like concerts or like random stuff that I want to go do, like you just ask. I'm pretty. It doesn't look like I'm available, but I'm always willing to make the time. That's the thing. That's the most important part of like how I want to live my life is no matter how busy I am, how packed my schedule might look. Like if someone asks me to go do something and I really care about them, I will try to make the time. I've made a lot of sacrifices for people, and this again is not to gloat or anything. I was like, I'm willing and able to make sacrifices for people in the capacity that I know I'm able to. So I won't like drop everything in my life to go help someone. But if it's like, yeah, my buddies want to go, or my buddy from college wants to go play ball, and if I just haven't touched the ball in forever, I know I just said that I don't want to play volleyball, but he asks, I'll go. Right? I probably have homework and studying I need to do that night, but whatever, make sacrifices, right? And they have way harder paths than me, and so if they're making a sacrifice, I can make a sacrifice. Are you serious? But yeah.
So let's end this with, what's your final thing you want to ask or tell me, or yeah, what's one final thing you want to say before we end this podcast?
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back. And I'm really excited to continue doing this.
All right.
If this is something that I feel like we should do,
Yeah.
because I'm so excited to do this. But yeah, I'm glad you're back. Glad you're here. It's like mom and dad said, it's good to feel like a family again, where we're all in the same place, and it's like a part that dynamic has been missing, and now that you're back, it feels complete in some sense, and it's really been meaningful in a way that, you know, sometimes you aren't able to not necessarily articulate, but almost like feel. It's like, okay, I've never felt this complete in some sense in the family as we have today, right now, compared to all the like 19 plus
Previous,
years.
yeah.
Even like to the day I was born, right? The family's never felt as complete as it does right now. And that's because we've all grown in ways, but we've all come back too. That's my final words.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for hopping on this
Of
podcast,
course.
Nate.
Thank you for having me.
It was a lot of fun.
It was great.
I hope you guys enjoyed my little brother. I'm sure we'll be doing some more because there's a lot of things that we still need to talk about and catch up on.
I think we got through like 2 questions.
Yeah, we got through a couple of questions, and we have so many more. Yeah, so
Do you guys have any questions?
yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, please comment down below. Give the video a thumbs up. And until next time, thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Peace out.
Three, two, one, let's jam.